Okay, so this is our kickoff meeting presentation and how we completed our task using the resources that we were given by Maddie, Blake, Alyssa, Jared, and me, Hartley. So first thing that we did was we went over the template for the project kickoff meeting agenda. We kind of went through and looked at what we need, how we're going to get to these goals to fill out this agenda, and so on and so forth. And a lot of that has to do with the later slides I'm going to present in a second, but we did try to base off everything that we did with this agenda. So how we selected the final project idea using the Fabrici sequence, the 3C card, conversation, confirmation, um, was the first thing that we did was we talked about our as blank, I want to blank so that blank. You could see on the sides of this PowerPoint slide our answers written down, and that's just basically the conclusions that we came to. So when we started thinking about that, we started having a conversation, and using the sequence that's mentioned above, we had one person speaking at a time and build off what they were saying before we went on to the next person, build off what they were saying, and so on and so forth. So it was pretty interesting because we got to know a little bit more about each other and then also why we chose what we chose. Um, and some information that we found out was that both Maddie and Alyssa were supposed to study in France, but because of COVID, we're not able to. And I myself was also supposed to study in Spain, but was not able to as well. So our confirmation, I kind of mentioned it a little bit before, was we just took the basic ideas from that conversation and wrote it down in our agenda. Our SMART goals that we wrote down, pretty basic and simple: who, what, when, where, why. These are exact notes on the left more part of the screen. And this is what we use to help do the rest of our assignment. So pruning the product tree. You can read below here. We did separate each topic by the template that we were given in the article: the trunk, branches, roots, and seed basket. And going through the information on there, on the article that we were given, these are the conclusions that we came to about it. So then lastly, the assumptions and risks, the speedboat or sailboat. So we use a sailboat method. So the speedboat method, by considering land, the goal of what we wanted to do, which was have a great virtual experience in France, basically how to set it up, wind, what's going to help us get there, anchor, and then rock. Um, how we went about doing this was we took each of these topics: wind, land, anchor, rock. We kind of sat with it for a minute, and so we had the topic of land, sat there for a minute, and then when we were ready, we started to speak and collaborate with each other about what our different thoughts were and what the conclusions we made to. And we did that for each one. So lastly, where we're going to go from here, after dividing up the roles, we would do on our own independent research and come back together and merge our ideas, create a solid plan. And that's what we figured would be the best course of action. So far, we've proved to have pretty good communication skills with each other, so we don't see any problem with it. Also, something we want to do is going back, go back again to what we have already written down as plans and reanalyze it to make sure we're not missing anything else as we're starting to build and create this plan even more. We're also going to continue to stay in touch with one another as a team to help capitalize on our strengths and build up our weaknesses. If you have any questions about our project presentation so far of where we stand, our contacts are below with our emails. So feel free to reach out to us all. We do not solely have one project manager, but decided to go cohesively as a group or committee. So thank you.